I think I saw Reese here, maybe Sydney.
Yep.
I think they said Katie was coming over, and I saw Joe Chalk, and so a lot of the and you saw Steve Cisco yesterday, and so people don't forget when they were a Yellow Jacket and part of Clinton schools, and so when we travel different parts of the state, they come out and want to see what the Yellow Jackets are doing, because we get a lot of following on live stream and social media too from all former Clinton alumni that have moved off to other places. So that's what makes for a great program, great fan support, great community support, and fans that come out even when their kids and grandkids aren't playing anymore, they still come out and support the Yellow Jackets, and that's the difference between a good program and a great program.
And we see it when we're in these other arenas and other gyms, even at tournament time, that how the crowds are and the teams that bring the crowds and how ours match up or more so than a lot of the other teams we play.
Yeah, there's empty seats here tonight. I don't think there would be hardly any empty seats at Clinton, something like this. I went over to Elkins today, their new arena. Elkins played Riverview at 2:30 in the afternoon, and I think it was only about 60% full, and all their students are right there. If that game had been played in Clinton, it wouldn't have been 60% full. It would have been close to capacity, and so we need to never take for granted how good it is at Clinton, and the program and the coaches and the administration and the teachers. It all takes as I say, a village to put this together.
I was thinking also kind of the last 24 hours, thinking about coming up here, playing Farmington, the number one girls team in the state. Some say the best team overall of all size schools in the state. Coach Matthew Post was telling me today on the telephone, he said, watching Farmington on film. We used to have film. I think now everything's maybe on video or it's digital. But he said watching Farmington on film, I think it's the best team that we've played in my 4 years as the Yellow Jacket basketball coach. Coming up here into this environment, it makes me think about some of the teams that the Yellow Jackets have played this year on the girls' side, the boys' side. I mean, not just Farmington number one in girls, not just Little Rock Christian number one in number boys. I mean, these teams, they've already played Russellville, a top class 5A team, girls and boys. They played Bryant, which was the number one boys team overall in the state here recently, coming out of North Central Arkansas, all size schools. They played, I think you already mentioned, the girls have played Rogers Heritage twice. They may have played Rogers High School once this year. They played Springdale Harbor, a 6A school up here. And so the boys and girls schedule this year have just been loaded with big teams.
It's been that way ever since Coach Post got here, and now that Judson Smith got here. Now the boys' schedule looks like that, and it makes them ready to play in games like this and also against bigger schools. There's probably 500 more students at Farmington than there is at Clinton. And we're the smallest school left in the bracket other than the one private school. For us to be able to compete like that, we find the best teams we can play during the non-conference season. A lot of coaches want that easy schedule, run up that record, and then when it comes crunch time in January and February, they're not ready for the pressure, and they're not ready to play a really good opponent. Lady Yellow Jackets and the Yellow Jackets are always ready come January and February. In fact, this was the first year that Lady Yellow Jackets had lost a game in 2 years in January and February, and of course the Jackets went off an 18-game winning streak there at one point. Hey, Officer Ayers, the Chief, he's watching back home. And, Chief, everything looks good right now. Everything's under control. I think Michael Wells has his thumb on it over there on the other side. But the Chief is watching tonight. And, of course, David Hess and Kenny Dunham make up the Clinton Public School security force, and they do a great job. I know the teachers appreciate them greatly.
Our students have represented themselves well as they travel around the state, and not only our sports squads, but also their classmates that travel and come to these ball games. And sort of the Booster Club, a big part of making that happen, and certainly appreciate that, getting all those students here. Another thing, thinking about these squads, the Yellow Jacket senior boys and senior girls, and these big-time teams and programs we play, I know we've talked about in recent weeks with the coaches, hey, Clinton, we are one of those teams. We're the conference champions. We're the team that hasn't lost in 2 or 3 years in January. We're the boys that have knocked off a number one team. When the Clinton basketball teams walk into a gym or arena, they are that team that the other school's looking at with a little bit of intimidation.
Yeah, I think Coach Smith had to remind them a few weeks back. We were talking about man, everybody's coming out and giving us their best shot and all that. And he said that's a compliment. I remember him saying that's a compliment to the Clinton program. You're good. They want to beat you. So take it as a compliment on the boys and the girls side that when the Yellow Jackets go to play, people want to beat them because they're good and they're successful, especially over in our part of the state.
And they're getting ready to – we'll start the second half here in just a moment. I know Coach Matthew posted what he told the girls today. He said, we're going to go right at them. Yeah, they're the number one. They're bigger, they're faster, and they're stronger than anybody else. Teams play scared. They back away from them. We're going to run right at them. Win or lose, we're going to have that attitude. We're going to go at them tonight. And this game was tight a little bit earlier. Farmington kind of got on track shooting the ball well. They limited the Yellow Jackets offensively, kind of maybe from halfway through the first quarter on. It's 35-17. We're getting ready to start the third quarter.
Yeah, nothing to lose. Just lay it all on the line and just cut loose and just let it go.
And let's go ahead and keep it right here. I'm Jeff Hall. It's Mike Holly. Aaron Duhan's our video engineer tonight.
Scoring in the first half before we get going. Reese Shirey led Farmington with 12 points. Zoe Brashears had 6, along with Morgan Ewer. She had 6 points. Yellow Jackets got 6 points from Lexi Wallace.
And we are underway here in the second half. It'll be Abigail Parks, Katie Gifford, Maggie Gresham, Lexi Wallace, Gracie Linville. Reach-in foul called.
Gracie Linville had 3 points. Olivia Johnson 3 points. Maggie Gifford 2 points. Or Maggie Gresham 2 points and Katie Gifford 2 points. Yellow Jackets made 2 threes in the first half and were 4 of 6 at the free throw line. Farmington had 6 3-pointers and went 9 of 14 at the free throw line.
And the ball gets away, and Brashears comes up with it for the Cardinals. Their first offensive set here of the second half. Adams on the dribble, gets in the lane, splits a couple defenders, and puts it off the glass. Marin Adams, her second field goal, 5 points total, 37-17. Lexi Wallace pulls up. Gifford inside to Gresham. Brashears between she and the basket, so she'll toss it back out. Brashears going to go 6-3. She and Gresham are battling, hand-checking, and Maggie's going to have to come out. Saves the ball. And Linville, reach in. Shirey knocks it away, pokes it in the backcourt. Gracie will recover. That's not a backcourt violation.
Shot clock still going.
4 seconds, 3 seconds. Gresham turn, spin, shoot. It won't go off the back of the rim. Farmington the rebound. Good awareness, though, by Maggie to go ahead and get that shot off. And Clinton with the steal, going the other way. Pass ahead to Gifford. She's ahead of the pack. Shirey trying to catch up. And it won't go off the rim. Rebound to Farmington. She might have heard footsteps from Amber Shirey coming up behind her. Pass inside. Shot long. Won't go. Off the glass. Rebound Lexi Wallace. On the dribble. Into a defender. Bounces off. Shot won't go out of bounds. It belongs to Farmington. I think maybe Lexi trying to either draw a foul or get the shot. And officials letting them play just a little bit on those contact plays. So Coach Matthew Post wants a timeout. Let's take the break. You're listening to KHPQ and Clinton High School Sports.
Friday night at the stadium is not the time to worry about your finances. Let First Arkansas Bank and Trust ease your mind with their mobile banking capabilities. You can check your balance, transfer funds between accounts, and even find the nearest ATM for dinner after a road game. The free mobile app is available on the iTunes Store and Android Market. You can cheer loud and proud for the Yellow Jackets because First Arkansas Bank and Trust has you covered. See a branch for more details. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
The Blagg Law Firm is a proud supporter of Clinton High School Yellow Jacket sports. When you need an attorney, call the Blagg Law Firm. Whether it's an injury accident, criminal defense, DWI, family dispute, Ralph Blagg believes in equal justice for all. Now located in the shopping center at 244 Highway 65 South or on the web at blagglaw.com. The Blagg Law Firm, a proud supporter of Clinton Yellow Jacket sports.
Hey, back here at Farmington High School, and Farmington leads 37-17 here with 6:19 left in the third quarter. And Farmington will have it when we come back to play. And the Yellow Jackets pressing for the first time tonight. Most teams will not press Farmington.
That's another thing Coach Matthew Post told us before the game. He said, I'm a little bit scared, but I'd really like to come out and press them tonight. Really turn it on, put it on them. 3-point basket for Shiree. She ended her scoring in the first half with a 3. She starts it in the second half with a 3, and she is the Cardinals' leading scorer in the ballgame. And a pass picked off by Shiree. She's got a run out, left-handed off the glass, good.
Unforced errors still. Got to get a chance at least to get a shot off.
Parks and Wallace. And Gifford on the drive, foul called. You know, that commercial reminds me of Ralph Blagg, one of our earliest, even before our time, one of the boosters and supporters here for the broadcast. And we came along about the time that he had a daughter playing on a really good Yellow Jacket basketball. It's Logan Blagg, a record holder, most three-pointers made in a career. Hey, look, we're talking about you right now. And so I know Ralph, I saw him post the other day that he was really interested in following the games and watching them this week. And a steal by Shiree. She's going to have another run out, 2 more points. And another reason Ralph and Lori are going to be watching is because Whitney Lindsay is here. We already talked about Ben. He came by, so Whitney and Ben are here. And when I think of us covering basketball through the years, I think of Ralph and Lori, and glad that you're a part of it too. Backboard. Yay. I missed a bat. I missed a basket, Mike Holly.
Shiree scored. Yellow Jackets missed on the other end.
And
Brashear's her second 3. And she's got 9 points now.
At the 4A level, you don't see a lot of 6'3" post players at all. And I don't know that you see many 6'3" post players knock down multiple three-pointers in a ball game. She did that. Caden Brown with a shot.
12-0 run to start the second half for Farmington. The lead is now 30.
Shiree for 3. This one's long, won't go, but the offside rebound. They'll kick it back out. Three-pointer attempt by Adams misses. Olivia Johnson in the ball game. She has the rebound. Johnson, Gifford, Gresham, Wallace, and Brown. Caden's parents, Leanna and Kevin Brown, they've been coming to the ball games, visited with them. Reach-in foul called on the Cardinals. Caden's only a junior, so she'll be back next year for Coach Matthew Post. Played a lot in her sophomore year last year, played a lot this year. He'll be looking for her to be a big contributor next year in her senior season. Wallace, the runner, 2 defenders. They block it, but into the hands of Maggie Gresham. Knocked out of bounds, and they'll say Yellow Jackets last to touch it. Four minutes, 10 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Brown defending. Shireen on the drive. Scoops it up between maybe a couple of defenders. Misses. Rebound going the other way. Wallace on the run. Pull up. Thought about a 3. Her pass picked off by Shiree. Cross midcourt. Hayden Brown defending. She'll pass away Bershears. Another three-pointer. Another three-pointer made by Zoe Bershears.
6'3".
You're watching on video. That sometimes you can't tell the heights, baby. You may can tell her height.
6'3" junior.
And Gifford for 2 from the soft spot on the baseline. Katie Gifford. Coach Matthew Post with a timeout. We'll keep it here. I think you mentioned her earlier, folks. I don't know if you'll remember or not, but when we played Melbourne through the years, played them in conference play, you mentioned Jenna Lawrence. I think she also had a brother that was a quarterback on a football team for the Melbourne Bearcats. And then Jenna, she's now playing for the Lady Razorbacks just 4 miles up the road at the University of Arkansas. So you talk Farmington, they may have a train going on here of getting players to the university.
Yeah, and some of the players out of the 6A conference up here are filtering over here. The school choice and what have you. We're ending up over here. But they'll be 5A next year. And we'll find out about 10 days to 2 weeks after the state championship games next Saturday what the new conferences will be. And currently there are 6 8-team conferences in 4A. Under the new rule, there'll be 8 6-team conferences. There'll be 2 more conferences. There'll be 6 in each conference. And there'll be, instead of 3 regional tournaments, there'll now be 4. So there could be some drastic changes coming in a couple of weeks as far as basketball conferences and regional pairings and all of that.
Out of the timeout, 3:27 remaining in the third quarter, trailing 50-19.
That broke a 15-0 run, that shot by Katie Gifford that Farmington started the second half with.
Inside, outside, three-point shot. The basket good. That by Hannah. Is that Hannah Moss? Her second of the ball game. 6, 7. Is it 8, 10 3-point field goals? Maybe made by Farmington thus far in the ball game.
In the first half.
And into the backcourt. Ball knocked loose. Katie Gifford's able to come up with it.
Shot clock is running.
Katie's been a lot of fun to watch through the years. A senior for the Yellow Jackets. And she's going to leave the ball game here for the moment. She and Caden Brown out.
Senior Allison Wallace checks in. And Kaylin Lastly. And Kaylin played a little bit in the first half.
So now you've got both Wallace sisters on the floor. The senior Allison, the sophomore Lexi. And Olivia Johnson inside, misses. Maggie Gresham strong with a rebound and the putback.
4 for Maggie.
Adams, three-pointer, misses for the Cardinals. And rebound. Harmon's going to go to the floor of the basketball. London does. It's travel and a turnover. 2:21 to go in the third, trailing 53-21.
That was that call we were looking for last week in Brooklyn. And Cole Kirby fell to the floor twice and no walk calls up there.
The Brooklyn girls, they lost a tough one here in the state tournament last night. We saw Coach Mitchell Weber before the ball game. And
Forest City, who defeated us on Saturday, they're still in.
Pulaski Academy, the winner of the East region. They're not going to tip off their first game till tomorrow on Friday. A win, they'll be in the Final Four on Saturday. A loss, they would go home, but they'll be playing. And a double dribble by the Yellow Jackets. Back to Farmington, 1:54 in the third. And the Cardinals behind the three-point line. Shirey, the shot is up and good.
22 for Shirey.
I think a Reese Shirey. I said Amber earlier. Amber's her mother's name, right?
Yeah, Mom's about 5 miles from here. The Lady Razorbacks are playing, I think, South Carolina tonight. And that would be a shock-the-world win if the Razorbacks won that one, too. I think they're a 27.5-point underdog tonight.
What, against the undefeated South Carolina squad? I think they are. Johnson with it. Back to Wallace. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Bounce it to Maggie Gresham. Spins, shoots over Brochures, draws a foul. Maggie Gresham to the free throw line.
Can't block that half jump hook.
Maggie was our co-player of the game in the win over Arkadelphia yesterday. She and Lexi Wallace. And Coach Matthew Post will look forward to Maggie returning for her senior season, next year.
You know, we have a lot of celebrities that listen in on these games. I forgot to mention the day game here. See, she's probably in bed. But the mayor of Banner Mountain listened yesterday, Chartreuse. And, of course, I'm sure with Mr. Sam and Miss Becky, the mayors of Choctaw are listening in tonight. And all around Clinton, from Culpeper to PD to Banner Mountain.
I did see Char after church on Sunday at Cash Saver. And one thing I learned was, as the three-point field goal is good for the Cardinals, is that she's probably good with the 4 o'clock games and watching those, but those couple of 7 o'clock games we had at Brooklyn, she said she couldn't stay up that late. So
she's early to bed, early to rise.
And missing inside, Farmington with the rebound. Adams with it down the floor, into the lane, kick it out. And inside, 2-point attempt won't go. Gresham battling for the rebound. Brochures ends up with it and scores 2 inside. So adding a 2-pointer to her 3-pointers, and 61-22, final 25 seconds, third quarter. Cameron Keith, younger sister of Kinley Keith, who had a good career, graduating last year for the Lady Yellow Jackets. Down the floor on the dribble. Foul called. And
hey, we need to mention while we got a little bit of delay here, too. We need to mention thank the Clinton Yellow Jacket Booster Club and the Clinton East Department, Sarah Hutchins, for helping step up, pay for the rights fees of these games. And, of course, we always thank First Arkansas Bank and Trust and Petty Jean Fiber for the live stream production all through the year. But thanks to East, thanks to Clinton Yellow Jacket Booster Club, all those students over there, the Yellow Jacket Booster Club paid for all their tickets, brought 3 buses yesterday, and there's, I think, 3 today came over. So thank the Booster Club. If there's any organization out there that does a great job, it's the Clinton Booster Club. All the money goes right back into the athletics. And if you like watching these games, thank the Booster Club. Let them know. And when they have their fundraisers or things like that, come out and support those, because they do stuff like this. A game 3 hours away, they're bringing it to you so you can watch it tonight. So Booster Club, East, thank them, Petty Jean Fiber, and First Arkansas Bank and Trust.
Third quarter comes to an end, a final 8 minutes when we return here for the Class 4A Girls State Championship from Farmington. The Lady Cardinals lead the Lady Yellow Jackets 62-22. Fourth quarter coming up. You're listening to KHPQ in Clinton High School Sports.
Adventure awaits, and with the all-new lineup of Chevrolets, those adventures can become reality. Joe Lee Chevrolet has the best lineup of cars, SUVs, and trucks ever. Why go from A to B when imagination can take you everywhere? And remember, when you need service work, Joe Lee's service department can keep your Chevrolet running like new. Make your best deal today at Joe Lee Chevrolet in Clinton. Find new roads in your new Chevy vehicle.
Clay Maxey, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram now in Clinton. Now, Clinton is a tight-knit community. They work hard to support one another.
They work hard to take care of small, family-owned business, and, that's what we are. We want to bring that family-owned atmosphere with also the opportunity for the consumer to get that great deal that they deserve. So, we feel like we've got the best of both worlds.
Keep driving by every day. The inventory keeps getting better.
It's Ram country, and we're going to keep making it bigger and better. So, yes, ma'am.
Clay Maxey, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram.
Well, for the final quarter of the season, the Lady Yellow Jackets trail 62-22. The clock will run here in the fourth quarter. Yellow Jackets were outscored 27-5 in that third quarter. And now the 8 minutes left in this one.
And your 5 on the floor for Coach Matthew Post. Kaylin Lastly, a sophomore. Kenna Collins, a sophomore. On the drive, count the basket and the foul. Chance of a three-point play for Farmington. Cameron Keith, a junior for the Yellow Jackets. Who else? Olivia Johnson, a sophomore for Clinton. Is that all 5? Oh, and Allison Wallace in the ballgame, a senior for the Yellow Jackets. One of 4 seniors who are playing their last high school basketball game tonight. Some of those girls will be moving on to softball. They'll be moving on to track. Some of those girls like Allison, they'll have to opportunity to participate in college athletics. I think Allison Wallace is going to go run track or cross country maybe at Ouachita Baptist University. 3-point attempt by Farmington won't go. And we're going the other way. Cameron Keith with it on the dribble. Takes it all the way. Off the glass. Won't go. Rebound tipped around. And Farmington comes up with it. Into the lane. Good move. Avoids the defender and scores. I think that was London.
She's got 3 tonight. And I'll be moving on to baseball, softball. We'll probably start broadcast week after next. We'll get the schedule out to you on social media. But
shot blocked out of bounds. That reminds me, I don't know if we've got an update yet. We also want to thank East Lab. We also want to thank Quiz Bowl. We also want to thank the baseball team. We also want to thank Coach Smith, really anybody else at Clinton High School that depends on the senior class president, Aaron Duhan, to help out with things there around the school. He spent 4 days last week up in Jonesboro. He spent a couple of days here this week with us. I know he's missing a baseball game tonight. I don't know if he's got an update yet on how Coach Prince is doing back home, but Collins inside. The shot, 2 points for Kenna Collins.
He's the glue that holds everything together at Clinton High School.
Matter of fact, before the ball game tonight, we were sitting around, and was it Coach Post who was asking Aaron, have you trained your replacements for the things that you do around school? He was seriously saying, yes, I've got this guy. He's in training right now. Somebody else, maybe I'm trying to bring him along, and so
he said I got a few in the pipeline.
That's the words. That's right.
got a few in the pipeline.
He will be hard to replace. 3-point field goal for the Cardinals. Madison Young. 69-24, 5:25 to go. Cameron Keith to Kaylin Lashley. She'll drive, kind of floated up. Might have got touched, blocked. And Farmington now going the other way. And shot up won't go. Loose on the floor. And Collins going to recover. Foul call. Keep it with Clinton. And here comes maybe the final time in the basketball career. There's 3 seniors. Abigail Parks, Gracie Linville, Katie Gifford, Lexi Wallace will return. I bet Allison Wallace is going to stay on the floor. So you've got your 4 seniors for the Lady Yellow Jackets, joined by the sophomore Lexi Wallace. So you got 4 seniors and 2 sisters. The senior and the sophomore are going to play together here. 4.5 minutes remaining in their high school career. Lexi on the dribble. I think we talked about early in the season, mentioned the other night, if Clinton's going to have a sophomore all-state player, Lexi Wallace looked like she was on a path to be that, and she certainly. We'll see how those nominations and votes come out later on in the season. And Abigail Parks, we talked about her. She's been a record holder, 3-point shooting. She's been fun to watch, especially these last couple years. Katie Gifford's such a hustler and plays hard. She's come on offensively as well this year and always worked hard. Allison Wallace played not as much playing time this year maybe she had last year and would have liked to, but Katie Gifford on the drive. She scores and draws the foul. A chance at a 3-point play for Katie Gifford.
Good strong move down the baseline. Katie's got 4. Her mom, dad are here, little brother. Of course, grandma's never misses.
Reba Rooney here. And good thing that she's got the younger brother still coming up in the pipeline, if you want to use that word. I don't know, it might be tough on Casey. He's coached those girls through the years in the younger ages and younger years before he's handed them off to the high school and junior high athletic teams. And he's still got a son maybe he can bring up. And I know he's had a lot of fun watching his girls play, Katie and her older sister. Shot won't go. Rebound Farmington on the drive. Pull up 2. Blocked by Gifford. Lexi Wallace going to come up with it. Long pass ahead to Gracie Linville. Gracie knocked down a 3 to start the game. Picked up 3 early fouls. Missed some time. Wallace misses a 3, but Clinton gets it back. And now the pass picked off. Farmington down the floor. Parks back to defend. Abigail, good defense. Doesn't foul. They miss. They miss again. Gifford
not
Wallace.
giving up, that's for sure. Lady Jackets still playing hard.
Abigail Parks. Abigail smiles a lot when she's playing. I like to see that and watch that.
Good move.
Oh, Wallace. She beats 2 defenders, gets in the lane, and scores the 2.
8 points for Lexi.
She's going to be Clinton's leading scorer again tonight. This may be the 5th game in a row at least. I'm just tracking, I guess, the regional and state tournament that Lexi Wallace has been the leading scorer. Coach Matthew Wallace going to look forward to having her back for 2 more years. Shot up won't go. Wallace with the rebound. Double team. They'll try to take it away from her, tie her up. They do. Alternate possession.
You know, I know the seniors don't want it to end. I know the parents don't. But the one bright spot you can take out of this is the players coming back got some invaluable experience to play in front of this big crowd, state tournament, pressure on the line, and against what will probably be the state champions. That will pay off big time next year.
And Lexi Wallace will finish with a 3. She's in double figures, 69-32. And I don't think she ever gets subbed out in games, especially here late in the season. So Coach Matthew Post is really, I guess you might say, maybe she's kind of been a coach on the floor in the regards, at least handling the ball, running the point, scoring points.
That's kind of the point guard. The good ones are an extension of the coach. They're like the quarterback out there.
And Wallace pokes it away in the passing lane. Farmington's able to recover. She's not giving up. There'll be one more substitution here. We can stop play or have a courtesy stop. 2 points inside. Coach wants to get Brooklyn Collins in, Anna Williams, Olivia Johnson, Maggie Gresham, and Caden Brown will return if they get a chance.
Maybe get an ovation for his seniors. one
Linville
last time.
misses, and this will be it as the clock continues to run here at 30 seconds. But here they come for the last time. Gifford, Linville, Parks, Allison Wallace, joined by Lexi Wallace. And what a run they had. What a sweet victory they had last night in that opening round win. To make it to the Final 8, to make it to playing the number 1 team in girls basketball, Farmington, on their home floor. Final seconds tick off, and that will do it. The Farmington Cardinals prevail on their home floor, 71-32 over the Lady Yellow Jackets. Farmington, what? Are they improved? Is that 35-1 now? And the Lady Yellow Jackets fall here in their season finale, but nothing to be ashamed of. It was a fun ride and a good one here at the end, and we'll talk about some of those things before we go off the air of the night as the teams will walk across midcourt. They'll shake hands. Here comes the cheer squad as well. And looks like they're going to head to midcourt, have a post-game prayer here out below our broadcast position. Stay with us here on the KHPQ Sports YouTube channel or the KHPQ Facebook page. Now the Lady Cardinals going to come out and join the Yellow Jackets for a post-game here from the arena in Farmington. I'm Jeff Hall. It's my colleague Aaron Duhan is here. We'll step off the mic for just a moment, and we'll add up the final numbers. We'll name the first Arkansas Bank & Trust player of the game for the final time this season, and we'll wrap it up one final time. Stay with us. You're listening to KHPQ and Clinton High School Sports.
Life is better with basketball and with First Security. We have the resources and the know-how to assist with your needs, plus a local team you can count on. So you're making better plays because First Security is making better happen during this season and every season. What's your better? Get there with us. Stop by your local First Security Banking Center or visit us online at fsbank.com today. First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Comrie Regional has been the community's hospital for 100 years, providing high-quality, compassionate care. As our community continues to grow, we're growing alongside you to ensure all your healthcare needs are met right here in Conway. When your family needs emergency care, you can trust our board-certified providers to provide you with the comprehensive care you deserve when you need it most. When you're facing an emergency, trust the care you'll find down the hallway, not down the highway. At Comrie Regional, we're not just growing, we're growing together.
Friday night at the stadium is not the time to worry about your finances. Let First Arkansas Bank & Trust ease your mind with their mobile banking capabilities. You can check your balance, transfer funds between accounts, and even find the nearest ATM for dinner after a road game. The free mobile app is available on the iTunes Store and Android Market. You can cheer loud and proud for the Yellow Jackets because First Arkansas Bank & Trust has you covered. See a branch for more details. Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC.
Towing and recovery is the last thing you think about until you really need it. Then you really want the best. There's only one name to call, Justin's Collision Repair Towing and Recovery. They have the largest and latest model recovery fleet in North Central Arkansas. From small towing to heavy-duty towing, Justin's Collision Repair Towing and Recovery on Highway 65 in Clinton is the one to call, 745-2992. That's Justin's Collision Repair Towing and Recovery, 745-2992.
Life is better with basketball and with First Security. We have the resources and the know-how to assist with your needs, plus a local team you can count on. So you're making better plays because First Security is making better happen during this season and every season. What's your better? Get there with us. Stop by your local First Security Banking Center or visit us online at fsbank.com today. First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Adventure awaits, and with the all-new lineup of Chevrolets, those adventures can become reality. Joe Lee Chevrolet has the best lineup of cars, SUVs, and trucks ever. Why go from A to B when imagination can take you everywhere? And remember, when you need service work, Joe Lee's service department can keep your Chevrolet running like new. Make your best deal today at Joe Lee Chevrolet in Clinton. Find new roads in your new Chevy vehicle.
Steve Good at Goods Cash Saver says you can learn a lot about life by playing sports. You may never be the biggest or the fastest, but you can always try to be the very best and give 100%. And that's what they do every day at Goods Cash Saver. Even though they don't have the biggest building, they try to have every item that you might need in groceries. They also overachieve every day in their meat department. So when you're looking for a place to shop, give Goods Cash Saver a try. A supermarket that cares about you and your community and says, go Yellow Jackets.
Hey, back here at Farmington High School, my colleague Jeff Hall, Aaron Duhon. Young Lady Yellow Jacket season comes to an end with a 71-32 loss to Farmington. Lady Yellow Jackets finished the year with a record of 22 wins, 12 losses. They were the 5-4A conference champions. And so it's a good year for Lady Yellow Jackets. Good season with a lot of young players. Last year you lost 4 really contributing seniors, the All-Stater at point guard, All-State post player, the conference's defensive player of the year in Kinley Keith. Also Katie McJunkins. And come back with a lot of younger players and some returning players who didn't play a whole lot of minutes. And then some sophomores that had to fill in. So to win 20 games for the 4th year in a row, to get to the regional tournament for the 4th year in a row, and to get to the state tournament for the 4th year in a row is quite an accomplishment. And this year's team matched last year's team. Last year's team made it to the Elite 8. This year's team made it to the Elite 8. So got to be proud of the Young Lady Yellow Jacket team that returns a lot of players. They probably lost 70-75% of their scoring and rebounding from last year, and they was able to replace it and make it all the way back again to the Elite 8. Yellow Jackets jumped out 3-0 in this one, but that would be their only lead of the night as Prairie Grove came back and scored 5 straight. They led 18-7 at the end of the first quarter. Jackets hung around. At halftime, it was 35-17, but the third quarter was the big one. As they jumped out on a 15-0 run to start the third quarter, they outscored the Yellow Jackets 27-5 in that third quarter. The fourth quarter was a 10-9 quarter. Yellow Jackets outscored Farmington, but the final score was 71-32. Scoring for Farmington, Jamira London with 3 points, Marion Adams with 5 points, Madison Young 3 points, Reese Shiree with 22 points, 12 in the first half, 10 in the second half, and she had 3 3-point baskets. Gabriella McBurnett with 2, Hannah Moss with 8 points, including a 3-point basket, Reese Thornton with 2 points, Zoe Brashear, she finished the night with 14. The big girl, 6'3", finished with 3 3-point baskets. Casey McCumber with 2 points, and Morgan Uher, UHER, had 9 points, all on 3 3-point baskets. Farmington made 13 threes on the night. That's some stuff that the Yellow Jackets had done during the year. They would make 8 to 12, one time 17 in a game this season. They were 9 of 14 at the free throw line for 64%. Lady Yellow Jackets scoring. Gracie Limbaugh opened the game with a 3-pointer. She finished with 3 points. Lexi Wallace led the Jackets with 11, including a 3-point basket. Olivia Johnson had 3 points on a 3-pointer. Maggie Gresham, 2 points. Katie Gifford finished with 7. And Kenna Collins with 2 points on the night. Yellow Jackets had 3 3-pointers and got to the free throw line 9 times, making 5 for 56%. Lady Yellow Jackets season ends tonight in the Elite 8 with a final record, as we said, of 22 wins, 12 losses. And head coach Matthew Post will go through the spring and summer with 99 wins. And hopefully in November, he'll pick up win number 100, all as head coach of the Clinton Lady Yellow Jackets. And Farmington moves on. They're now 35-1 on the year. They'll move on to the semifinals. 1 win away from making it back to Hot Springs to defend their state championship. And they run their record against teams from the state of Arkansas now. They have not lost since March of 2022, a 1-point loss to Nashville.
And time for the first Arkansas Bank and Trust Player of the Game. Again, we appreciate their title sponsorship again this season. The Player of the Game, also of the live stream. And stop by their branch in the Northside Shopping Center across from Goods Cash Saver and Pizza Hut there, and tell them you enjoy
especially on trips like this when we're a long way from Clinton, Arkansas. We're 2.5, 3 hours up in northwest Arkansas. Last week we're 2.5 hours up to northeast Arkansas. And First Arkansas Bank and Trust, along with all our other sponsors, a big part of making that happen. So stop in, see what they can do for you, all types of banking products and services. And appreciate that all season long. You know, we talked about those seniors already, Katie Gifford, Maggie Gresham, Gracie Linville, Allison Wallace. And how about on a night tonight when we'll just say the future is bright. And you got a sophomore in Lexi Wallace coming back. I think, didn't she start the season with did she score 28 in that tournament up at Valley Springs maybe to start the season? She finishes tonight as the leading scorer for the season, so she's kind of bookended it, gone back-to-back, and just another super effort by the sophomore who Coach Matthew Post just can't take off the floor because of the contribution she makes to the team. And I was telling Coach Post recently, I said, looking at these sophomores, a couple of things. Olivia Johnson's going to make a lot of three-point field goals in her career, and Lexi Wallace is going to score a lot of points. And he said, yes, that's true. She's off to a good start already. So you could almost give it to her any night, but certainly Lexi had another good night.
Yeah, Lexi's off to a great start in her high school career. Reese McDonald was on a 1,000-point scorer last year, and Lexi's got to be, I don't know what the season total is, but she's got to be well on her way to being a 1,000-point scorer. She's as productive the next 2 years as she was this year. It's a great compliment as a sophomore point guard against the best talent in the state of Arkansas. They didn't really slow her down much tonight. She held her own and more tonight as she scored 11 points. First Arkansas Bank and Trust player of the game. The senior class will go down on paper as the winningest class by wins in school history, but I think really you could put together this group, last year's seniors, this year's seniors, and the bunch 2 years ago. Really, as a group, this 3-year group has been the winningest group, you could say, in Yellow Jacket basketball history. And so it's only beginning, as Coach Post will say. So, but we need to thank, oh, by the way, I left somebody out. Jason Lynch is watching. He always watches. He's the music man of Yellow Jacket Arena. He's down in Choctaw. He's watching tonight. So I want to thank Jason Lynch for all he does for Yellow Jacket Athletics, and Brian Henderson, all the folks in the press box and at the basketball court. And, of course, you can't do anything without Angela Bradford. You got to thank Angela and Philip Jones and all of those folks with the Booster Club. And remember, them and East helped bring this to you. Let them know you enjoyed it. And thank them for it. And know that your support, your financial support for the Clinton Yellow Jacket Booster Club goes right back into the Yellow Jackets and in the equipment they need, things they need, and to bring you the ball game sometimes when we need that. And got to thank Petty Jean Fiber, been with us all year. They jumped on as a 3-point sponsor. There were 3 Petty Jean Fiber 3-pointers tonight. I want to thank them. And, of course, First Arkansas Bank and Trust is part of that live stream event every game from the Duhan. And, of course, our longtime sponsors, you hear them every year. Another thing that makes Yellow Jacket Sports great, those sponsors that come back year after year after year, just like you mentioned Ralph Blagg and all of them, they come back every year. And that's what we're pretty lucky. We can't take it for granted because there's a whole lot of towns that don't get any radio coverage. There's a whole lot of big towns that we go to. They don't have anybody there covering their ball games. And Sid and KHPQ allow us to get out and bring it to you night in and night out. But you would be shocked by the size of schools that don't have any type of media coverage, whether radio or live stream. So we're really fortunate. I thank Sid and Judy and everybody associated with the station back there. Crystal that works with our sponsors, Ron and Kelsey Robertson, who come in at odd hours a lot of times to work that board back there for you.
You know, I was thinking there for a moment, and for folks who just aren't ready for the basketball season to end, you know, I don't know that it's a Arkansas Activities Association sanctioned event. I guess I'm going to believe that it's a Clinton High School sanctioned event. But, you know, there may be one more chance. There may be even one more opportunity for the concession stand to be open. There's going to be one more chance to see these senior high basketball teams play in some respect, because I think, if I understand it correctly, the senior girls are going to take on the Clinton High School alumni girls in a team from I don't know if you want to say old timers, but if some of the girls want to come back and play the current team, they're going to get that. The guys are going to have a chance too, the current boys team, to play
an alumni team.
Could we get the 84 team back? Could we get Mickey Parrish, Jamie Beavers, Scott Willock? This is for you, man. Could we get the 84 team back on the floor one more time? We about to get Frankie Frisco up here to cover it.
We've been talking, and we talked a little bit about the senior boys team tonight during the halftime break, but really the season that they had, that 17-game winning streak, that we don't think that's probably happened since that 1984 team started the season at 22-0. And so if you just want to talk about comparisons and successful teams in the season, maybe you have this year's team and you got the 84 team. Wouldn't that be something if we could see those guys just match it up, even if just for a few minutes?
I see one right over there. Kyle Hensley's here. Y'all just need a couple days at the gym. That's all you guys need. You got wisdom. It beats out athleticism. I'm throwing the challenge out there, Jamie Beavers, Mickey Parrish. 84 versus 2024. So,
they still got it.
I need to mention this game before us here is going to be a good one. It's Magnolia with Ben Lindsay, and it's Farmington with Johnny Basketball Taylor. But Lathan Newland wants to be a basketball coach someday. He is working as kind of a volunteer assistant for the Farmington Cardinals and Johnny Taylor, and he's down there on the floor wearing a suit and tie, by the way. I think Johnny Taylor's already had a little influence on him.
We visited. Lathan came by the hospitality room to talk to us before the game. He and her grandfather, Tommy Reed, and visited there, and he kind of told us a little about that. Matter of fact, he said he had a couple of black suits, but he really needed something with color. So he went out and got him a navy blue suit. I think he got a red and blue polka dot tie. And he said, but when I held it up, it just looked purple. He said, Grandpa had to bring me a tie tonight to put on with this blue suit. He's decked out right now down on the floor and enjoyed talking to Lathan before the ball game.
Yeah, I'm not sure anybody ever played any harder in the yellow jacket, black and gold than Lathan Newland. He was diving on the floor, running through walls, you name it. I'm not sure anybody played with any more heart and passion than Lathan did, and now he's trying to channel that into being a coach. His grandfather was a great one, and he's working with a great one, too, down there in Johnny Taylor. So,
another thing, too, that reminds me of folks, I know certainly that we feel on this side of the microphone and the camera in our 17 years with Sid King and KHPQ, and I think of Lathan Newland. I think of the Standridges and Sydney, who we saw graduate last year, and it is the families that we see come through the years, and sometimes they may have two or three in the system. You mentioned Kyle Hensley, and we're seeing Hester come up now, just the latest in the Hensley players, and just getting to watch these families and their kids come through and spend time getting to know them, go on the road with them, staying in hotels with them, eating out in restaurants with them, cheering on their kids through the years, and along with promoting the school and the community and the folks. I think that's what makes our job a lot of fun through the years.
Yeah, I like broadcasting, but I don't think it would be as much fun if we just did a game of the week somewhere every week, a different team every week like you see on ESPN. We become part of the family. The coaches make us part of the team, and the parents and things like that. I'm not sure it would be near as much fun to not be the voice of your local team and become part of the school and the community. And I think that's goes a long ways. I mean, you could bounce around doing game to game to game, but there's something about being the voice of your community and being a part of the school and the family and the coaches, and that's why I'm proud to have that letter jacket.
That's right. That was a neat recognition that night and getting that, and a lot of fun. So, It's just an ending for basketball. I think you already said baseball and softball is going to get going here, maybe a week after next. Aaron Duhon gives me an update. The team manager who's with us tonight, boys win tonight 13-0. Sam Brown goes 5 innings. And
2-0 now. Carson McCormick won game number 1 with some relief help from Trammell Hastings. And so the Jackets are 2-0 in baseball. I think it's March 4th before the girls play their first game, and they should be really good this year. They return almost everybody.
Some of these girls tonight, they're going to have to change uniforms from basketball to softball. When I think about Abigail Parks, one of the things I think of is that she was an all-state softball player as a 9th grader. Now she's a senior, graduated from her basketball career, but so still a lot of sports left to play for some of those girls on the basketball team and these boys certainly on the baseball team. Well, I kind of hoped Coach Matthew Post might make it up. You know, this was the last night he's going to get to spend talking in the locker room, he and Coach Tammy Johnson with his girls, and he's not made it up to our broadcast position. We'll get to visit with him as we go along the way after the game, but he's always a lot of fun to talk to, and I was going to tell him, Mike Holly, as you mentioned, it's kind of a cliffhanger now. It's 99 wins. He's got to come back. He can't be lured away from one of these bigger schools. A coach who wins 25 games a season starting his career. He's got to stay a Yellow Jacket. What's his saying? It's a good day to be a Yellow Jacket.
Be a Yellow Jacket. And me and Miss Treese feed him about every Sunday night, so I think we got him, I think.
So you got to keep him here. You got to keep Coach Judson Smith here and build on these years that they've had and the fun that we've had this season. Well, they're going to get this other game tipped off here in just a moment. And so maybe we'll sign off for the final basketball matchup of the season.
We'll see you in a couple weeks for baseball, softball. It's been a great football, basketball season. Let's finish it off with a great baseball, softball. And, of course, Jesse Wilson's track program, highly successful. They will have their first meet, I think, this Tuesday.
Hey. They had Arkansas's best high school athlete last year, Brody Emberton. He was the decathlon champion. So the spring sports just as strong as everything else.
Let's get the man in here and we sign off. The legend, Aaron Duhon.
And keep up with Aaron. He does the videos for Clinton High School on their Facebook page, and he's been doing them for the sports teams as well. And he'll be the baseball manager out on the field. Maybe Jory Tumlinson may get a little help in here and there as well. But Aaron's been a lot of fun, and he's going to go places. Remember his name, and we'll look forward to following Aaron as he finishes out his senior year and then moves on to even bigger and better things.
Hey. Thanks, Aaron.
Well, that'll do it for the final time from the basketball court for Sid King, getting everything set up throughout the week. He was texting tonight, checking in with us, give us some suggestions there on things to adjust or change, and appreciate that from Sid, the opportunity to work with him and work for him here through these years. For Ron Robertson and Kelsey Robertson, our father-daughter studio engineering team at KHPQ, and it's Thursday night. They're probably all getting ready for Bidding for Bargains. I think that's going on this weekend. That'll be a big event. You want to be tuned in come Saturday for that, for the station crew. And for Aaron Duhon, our video engineer. For Mike Holly, I'm Jeff Hall. You've been listening to KHPQ and Clinton High School Sports.